Greetings, everybody. It's Michael McGregor with Wyco Resiliency, where resiliency for stronger communities. I'm the Wyco Nomad, also known as Wyco Nomad. Today, let's talk about medical stuff. That's right. You might see in the background here, this is a company that I'm not going to lie. I buy 90% of all my medical stuff from. I make no money from them. There's nothing. I just like everything that they stand for and do. I don't have any codes or anything like this. This is just, I highly respect this company. American-made products. Their bags and stuff, their cases are American-made. It's an American small business, and if you need medical supplies, please think of using, and I'm going to actually have this in the comments section. We're going to have Refuge Medical. Refuge Medical. Refuge Medical is a part of Bear Independent. T.J. Morris is the CEO of Refuge Medical. But hey, if you can't afford that and you don't want to buy from American companies, that's fine. That's on you. I have comments about that, but I'll keep it to myself. There's two other companies, if you're going to buy medical stuff. Dark Angel Medical is a really, really good one, and also North American Rescue. I don't support, nor do I think anyone should buy anything from My Medical. If you want Chinesium, go ahead. That's all I'm going to say about My Medical. So I know there's some people out there, My Medical, good for you. For what you spend, for what you get, I don't think inside of an IFAC you should have rave, little rave lights that you can spin around, or a rape whistle. That's really not an IFAC. IFAC has a specific function, and what My Medical has just doesn't. And we'll get into that later on with some of these medical videos we're going to have. So, like I said, Refuge Medical. Here's the thing. Let me add this about Refuge Medical. If you use your kit to save a life, you grow up on the car accident, you grab your kit out of your car, you use it to save a life. Do an after-action report on that. I know it's like, I don't want to do a report. If you do an after-action report on that, and you let them know that you saved a life using their kit, they'll replace your kit. They'll replace it. Who else does that? Not My Medical. Refuge Medical does. Okay? Think about that. If you use it for saving a life, they will replace it. Okay? That's a hell of a selling point. But with that, let's talk about medical tonight. This is going to be the first episode on an entire series I think I'm going to put together. I hope I can do it and stick with it. I have a busy life, so we'll see. Let's talk about some basics in, we call it TECC for what do they call it? Tactical Emergency Casualty Care. I'm used to it as TCCC, Tactical Combat Casualty Care. So if I slip between TCCC and TEEC, bear with it. So you're sitting at a restaurant and someone comes in with a gun. Boom. Shoots a couple people. What's the first thing you're going to do? I want you to think about that. What's the first thing you're going to do? Everyone that I've asked this question to has all responded, get up to the person that was shot first, multiple victims, and they're like, well, I got to figure out which one's got the M.A.R.C.H algorithm. Great. That's very important. Massive hemorrhage. We got to stop that bleed first. We know that. Well, you got up to stop that. Guy comes in, bang, you get up, you got to help. Guess what? You just got shot. You didn't wait until the area was safe. And people forget that. So you have to get out of what they consider the hot zone. So we all want to be that hero, or maybe we don't want to be that hero, but you have to get out of the direct threat. You have to get out of the hot zone. There is no, you don't, until that area is safe, you cannot tend to the medical emergency at hand, because a dead medic or a dead doc is no good to everyone else in the team. So keep that in mind. The direct threat, direct threat care, hot zone, the emphasis on this is the threat suppression. You want to prevent further casualties. So you're not going to, once suppression happens, you can start getting the extraction going. Also, another thing, well, you're in a restaurant, most people probably aren't going to have IFAKs on them. They're probably not going to have a TQ on them. TQ, tourniquet, if you don't know what that is. So you're not going to say, use your tourniquet. That's more of an actual combat situation. If you're if you're within the YCO mag, most likely, if it's a group of us, you can yell to someone, use your TQ, and they'll pull out their own TQ, because part of our everyday carry, one of the most important things that I insist upon is everyone carries a tourniquet. Plain and simple. You carry a tourniquet. If that's the only thing you're carrying that day, you should have a tourniquet. We're not going to get into how many tourniquets I own. I have 2 tourniquets in my vehicle, 1 on each visor. I have tourniquets hooked in my medical kit behind my seat. I believe in tourniquets, plain and simple. I'm going to use a belt. Okay, good. Okay, Grandpa. Cool story. Get a cat tourniquet or get a soft T, plain and simple. If you don't have one of those, yeah, you can use a belt, but that should not be your immediate go-to, because, it was used during World War II. So the key is to get them off the X, get them out of the danger zone. You want to move, you want to be able to neutralize that threat. You want to make sure that threat is gone before you start doing your medical care. Because if you get wounded in that process, it's no good for you. It really isn't. You're no good to anybody if you're shot or you're injured. Pardon me. Hydrate. The next zone would be considered the indirect threat care zone, or the warm zone. So hot zone, warm zone. And the warm zone is where you can start utilizing your M.A.R.C.H algorithm. M, massive hemorrhage. A, airway. R, M-A-R. R is respiratory. C is circulatory. And H is head injury or hypothermia. You immediately want to deal with that bleed. For the most part, if a person does not have their tourniquet put on that massive hemorrhage within 2 minutes, they cannot be brought back. And you can sit there and, that's 3 minutes, whatever. 2 minutes. Get that tourniquet on within 2 minutes. And if you have tourniquets at home, you should sit there and you should practice this. Have someone turn around and yell at you, gunshot, left leg. You should be able to grab your tourniquet, and when they do that, they should have a timer on them, and they hit that timer, and you should be able to deploy that tourniquet, put that on, and clamp it down. And here's the thing. Here's a little story. This was told at a refugee medical training. So there was a motorcycle injury that one of their instructors came up upon, and it was horrendous. The guy had a femoral bleed, comes running out. The guy puts a tourniquet on it. I mean, this guy's leg is hanging off. It's almost completely severed. Okay, think of the pain of almost a severed leg. Guy puts that tourniquet on high and tight, starts cranking it down. He puts it on. The guy starts screaming, take the tourniquet off, just take it off. He would rather deal with the pain of having his leg, dangling than the pain from the tourniquet. That's a properly applied tourniquet. Okay? Here's a test. Put the tourniquet on, okay? Put it on, crank it down. Take a pulse oximeter. Check the pulse. If it's getting a pulse while this is on, you're not on tight enough. Plain and simple. Keep that in mind. Okay? So, hot zone, warm zone. Warm zone. So, hot zone, you take care of the threat before you do anything. Indirect, warm zone, the indirect threat care. M.A.R.C.H algorithm. Then you go into the evacuation care. This is the cold zone. You, as a first responder or a TCCC, TECC individual that you've rendered aid, obviously you're not the doctor. You might be. Maybe you're a doctor and you know this stuff. You are to stabilize them to the point where they can be evacuated, where they can be taken to a higher level of care. And that's your goal, okay? There's Doc, Jesse, those that are with the YCO group, if you're watching this, you know exactly who I'm talking about. He had a great line, just remember this, and this is something that when I do my teaching now, I utilize it, but it's not mine. Blood goes round and round, air goes in and out. If neither of those are working the way, it's our job to unfuck it. We have to fix that, okay? Blood goes round and round, air goes in and out. You have to fix that. That is done in the warm zone. Once that person is stabilized, you're there. Hopefully you have a CASEVAC coming in, ambulance, flight for life, casualty, CASEVAC, casualty evacuation. Then they will be taken to higher care. That's your goal. And that is pretty much the focus of this class right here. Course that I was talking about. I don't want to get into the M.A.R.C.H algorithm next, or tonight, or on this video, sorry. Well, it is night. I don't want to get into the M.A.R.C.H algorithm just yet. I think I'm going to do a video on each individual one and what takes place during that for these medical classes, or videos, sorry. I'm not hosting a class. Oh, sorry, legal disclaimer time. By no means am I a medical professional. You should not take this as actual medical advice. Seek proper medical training before performing any of this stuff. I am not responsible if you do something stupid that causes the injury of someone else. Hopefully that covers it. For medical training, guess what? Refuge Medical has medical training. They have calendars of class dates coming up. They are done for 2022, I believe. They're coming up with 2023 for their next classes. Yes, I have gone through Tecc. I have gone through Tecc training. I can actually be an instructor if I wanted to. Guess what? I'm going to level 1, level 2, and level 3 through Refuge Medical. Why? Because I think their program is exceptional and one can always learn more. That's the old saying, well, I've already taken a gun safety class. I don't have to. I'll take a second gun safety class. I'm not going to pay $200 for it. I'll pay $50 for a recap. I can always learn something new. What if I miss something? It's a new instructor. Always be learning. You are never so good that you can't be shown something new, even if you already know it. You can learn more. That's a level of arrogance that, I'm sorry, it goes right with your middle name is Google because you know everything. Humble yourself. I try to make sure I'm humble in everything I do. Like I say, I don't know everything, but I do know a lot. And I do like to share that information, okay? But with that, this is the end of the medical, my little medical video here. Hydrate. Full throttle. Not the best thing to hydrate with. I should be drinking water, but I like my energy drinks. Maybe one of these days someone will full throttle will actually see this and I'll be sponsored by them. That would be cool. Then this video could be brought to you by Full Throttle. But for now, it's not. It's brought to you by my hard work and my money. But with that, everybody, as always, I am Michael Malcolm McGregor with Wyco Resiliency. Resiliency for stronger communities. Watch your six. Till next time, peace.